Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
We're sure you've noticed, but we both love food. I'd like to think that we have relatively adventurous palates. There's very few foods I'll reject, and I like to think that I have good taste in food.
A large part of our love for diverse and delicious foods is our culture and upbringing. We were both encouraged to try different dishes from around the world, as every country has something delicious to offer.
But aside from your upbringing and culture, what factors might help to shape your taste for different tastes? When do we start to develop our palates and cultivate our love for flavor?
Taste is in part genetic. The presence or absence of different taste receptors may be controlled by our genome. For example, our ability to taste the chemical compound Phenylthiocarbamide, or PTC, is controlled by simple inheritance. Your ability to withstand this strongly bitter flavored compound is entirely controlled by whether or not you have specific genes from each of your parents.
However, there may also be deep developmental roots for our taste preferences. Developing fetuses begin to swallow the fluid that surrounds them in the womb, named amniotic fluid, after about 10 to 12 weeks. Studies in the 80s and 90s suggested that this amniotic fluid may pick up a distinct flavor related to the mother's diet.
As children swallow this fluid during early development, they may start to taste different flavor compounds that were consumed by their mothers during pregnancy. Their exposure to these different flavor compounds may shape how they respond to different flavors once they're born.
For example, in one study by Schaal and colleagues, 12 pregnant women were given food that contained aniseed or licorice flavors, while 12 women avoided these flavors during their pregnancies. After birth, the children of all of these mothers were given aniseed-flavored syrup. The infants exposed prenatally to aniseed via their mothers responded more positively to this strong and quite distinct flavor.
This transfer of taste from mother to infant continues even after an infant is born. Another study by Hausner and colleagues examined breast milk composition and found that flavors such as caraway, carrots, vanilla, and mint are transferred in breast milk. As children are developing their tastes and behaviors at this stage, children exposed to these flavors through mother's milk may prefer them later in life.
Researchers have also shown that children who are breastfed for longer prefer a greater diversity of foods than their non-breastfed counterparts. But why is it a good thing for children to learn and develop their palates based on their mother's taste preferences?
As mums eat different foods during pregnancy and breastfeeding, they begin to introduce flavors that are safe to eat as adults. So, these early life influences on our palates may represent an evolutionary tactic for mothers to show their infants which foods might make for good fodder when they're older.
So if you really hate licorice or love carrot juice, your mother may be partially to blame.
We hope we've left a good taste in your mouth, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.